and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we get all the details about the upcoming annual Harvesting Hope fundraiser to benefit Dove. Domestic violence ended later on this month. First, though, as always, we check out the weather and the news for you this morning. Currently in Quincy, feeling like summertime out there. It's kind of muggy, 75 degrees right now, cloudy and breezy. Could see some showers move in, not till this evening, though, and temperatures will top off in the mid, maybe even upper 70s later on this afternoon. It'll cool down tonight with that rain. Lows drop off to the mid 50s. Kind of unsettled really for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, clouds and sun, cooler in the mid 60s. Look out for off and on showers, even cooler on Wednesday with a high of 60 degrees. And really cool on Thursday, rather damp and rainy. Highs Thursday only in the upper 50s. But right now, delightful. It's 75 degrees here in Quincy. In the news today, Quincy City Council tonight will be asked to approve $8.5 million to purchase a building on Old Colony Avenue and open up a special education learning center. During an announcement last week, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch said the new center would be used to keep students who are currently educated in private schools with private transportation in-house.
This will be a learning center for many of our children who have special needs. Today we send out a lot of children outside of our district to get the care and specialties that they need with their challenges. With this building, we'll be able to keep many of our kids here in Quincy without having to be on a bus at least an hour or two a day to and from their home in Quincy. I think that is awesome just to start with. We have incredible staff and leadership that I know are going to put together an incredible team here that'll be second to none. And at the end of the day, with the acquisition cost, the upgrading cost, the cost to staff the building and maintain the building, we'll be saving money. So this is a win-win for the families of our city, but also the taxpayers of our city. And I'm very delighted.
Koch says the new center would eventually save the city $500,000 per year in special education costs, which currently account for a third of the $104 million school department budget. Mayor hopes to purchase the building from Eastern Nazarene College by the end of this year and open up that new special ed center in time for the next school year. Residents in flood-prone areas of Housneck and Adams Shore in Quincy are hoping for a storm-free winter as officials prepare to replace a stretch of seawall next spring. City Council recently approved the $14.3 million project that Dave Murphy from the engineering firm of Ty & Bond says is designed for long-term protection.
As far as the design is designed for 50-year life. Working in collaboration with many of the homeowners and with the engineering office, we've taken all the drainage structures. We've taken what was antiquated, years old pipe systems and done full analysis of every watershed, and we've increased every single one of those pipes. Some of them have doubled and tripled and even multiplied by 5 the size of those pipes in order to release that water out as fast as possible. And on each of the structures that discharge water through the wall or under the wall, there's a one-way valve system so that no seawater can actually come in those pipes. There's only a one-way release to go out. So we believe that the seawall structure itself, the infrastructure there and the pipes, is a 50-year design life.
City Council tonight will be asked to approve an additional $3.5 million to fund the replacement of a damaged pumping station and to study future flood mitigation efforts in that area. Many property owners experienced devastating flooding in storms last year. Quincy Zoning Board of Appeals will hold another hearing tomorrow night regarding a controversial proposal for a new apartment building on a residential street near Quincy Center. Developer Stephen Niosi wants to tear down a single-family and a two-family home on Newcomb Street and put up a 5-story, 39-unit apartment complex. Neighbors continue to argue that the development is just too large for the area and will tower over the existing homes. The building would include 64 parking spaces on the first 2 levels, with the market rate apartments on the upper 3 floors. The project was downsized from an initial plan for a 6-story, 52-unit complex. Project needs planning and zoning board approval. The zoning board will meet tomorrow night at 7:15 at Quincy City Hall. Well, a Quincy woman has been appointed the new director of the Massachusetts Office on Disability. Governor Baker last week swore in Mary Mahan McCauley to lead the agency that works to ensure that people with disabilities of all ages living or working in Massachusetts have full and equal participation in all aspects of life. McCauley's been advocating for the disabled for over 30 years with the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission and is a licensed rehabilitation counselor. She was also a group facilitator for the Massachusetts Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired for 17 years. McCauley succeeds David D'Arcangelo, who is now commissioner of the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind. But now that you're up to date with weather and news, let's check out our programming lineup for later on today here on Quincy Access Television. It starts with a replay of this program currently in Quincy today at 5 o'clock. Then a media advisory at 6, the South Shore Medical Center ribbon cutting ceremony in Quincy Center.
Phyllis Andrade.
The Quincy
Mixed
Arts
Media.
Fest Awards ceremony from this year at 6:30. And tonight at 7, Eye on Quincy is live. Friday nights, North Quincy Situate football game at 8 o'clock on Channel 8. Democracy Now! Tonight at 11. And at midnight tonight, and at the Library Concert Series tonight, it's Akiko Kobayashi. Check out Channel 9 every day. Learn about Quincy City Departments, different committee activities. All starts at 5:30 with Quincy in Focus. Six o'clock, that full announcement on the Autism Learning Center planned for Old Colony Avenue. Quincy Honors Martin Bowes tonight at 6:15 on Channel 9. And then at 6:30, the Quincy City Council is live from City Hall. Get a complete program schedule on our website. Just go to qatv.org, and when you get there, click on Program Schedule. Don't forget, to please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and see our weekly ad in the Quincy Sun. Coming up, we take a look at a few of the current events and activities that we're showing on our electronic bulletin board on Channel 8 for your information, so please stay tuned. We're back with you in just 1 minute. Welcome back. Here is a check of some of the current events and activities that we're featuring right now on our electronic bulletin board for you to know about. Wollaston Congregational Church inviting you to their community fair and spaghetti dinner. It's October 20th from 3 to 5 p.m. Dinner served at 5 o'clock. This event is open to everyone, and donations will be gratefully received at that time. Fair Saturday coming to Quincy. This will be on November the 30th. It's an international movement founded in Spain 5 years ago to promote the arts and culture. Many free events are being planned here in Quincy. Local organizations are also invited to participate. Just go to fairsaturday.org for all the details. North Quincy High Class of 64's 55th reunion's coming up. It'll be at the Adams Inn in North Quincy. You can go to northquincy64.com for all the details. When you get there, click on the 55th Class Reunion option. And Quinn Cycle is inviting you to ride the Blue Hills with them on November 2nd. Meet them at 9 in the morning at the Bernazzani Elementary School on Furnace Brook Parkway. Don't forget to bring a spare tube. Their website, quinncycles.org, for all the details. And if you have an event or an activity you'd like to promote, visit our website, qatv.org. Just download a bulletin board request form, fill it out, and send it in. We'll put your message up here on Channel 8 too. Coming up, we'll get all the details about this year's annual Harvesting Hope fundraiser for Dove. That's next. Welcome back. What's really become a staple of a fall here in the city of Quincy every year is the Harvesting Hope fundraiser to benefit Dove. Domestic violence ended. This year happens to be the 14th annual. So Mary Christo and Don Hayes are here once again to give us a little information about the event and about Dove itself. So ladies, welcome back. Great to see you both.
Thanks for having us again.
Always great to be here, Joan.
I really enjoy it myself because I've seen the organization Dove, grow so much over the years and expand and really embrace its initial mission of being an emergency shelter, but to become so much more than that now, almost an educational center and really a groundbreaker in many ways, for some of the programs that have been put out there and the support that you've received across the county. It's just incredible. Mary, you've been on the board now for a few years yourself, right?
I have been on the board a little over 4 years, and I
Yeah.
took over the president of the board effective July.
Very good.
So I am
Congratulations.
now honored to be able to take the leadership role and help the organization
Wow.
even further.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And we should guys talk. So maybe we want to start there and talk about the fact that Dove has kind of come out of the shadows, right? And
Yeah.
you have a new location.
We have a new location.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've moved into a new community, basically community headquarters.
Right.
And what it's done for us is just allow the organization to kind of spread their wings, offer growth in our community-based programs, and have our survivors come in and feel that they have a way to spread their wings as well.
Yes.
More programs, stronger programs. And we actually just launched our Moving Forward campaign, which is really to support that move and the growth of our programs.
Okay.
We've set a goal back at the beginning of the year, and we reached just about 60% now.
Wow.
So we've publicly launched the campaign.
Congratulations, yeah.
Number of letters gone out to all of our supporters in the community, and just looking for that support through the Moving Forward campaign, and also Harvesting Hope, so that we can just continue to grow the services that we offer: education, prevention, support
Our legal
services, legal
yeah.
services.
Right.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
another
we
aspect.
have a fairly new program, Children Exposed to Domestic Violence,
Okay.
which is very powerful. So this new community space, and it's not completely out of the shadows. It's semi undisclosed.
Okay.
The shelter is definitely at an undisclosed
Of course,
location.
yeah.
So we don't publicize where we are.
Okay.
But people,
Certainly,
do
we've
know.
had public events there, and had
Correct.
very exciting ribbon-cutting.
Ribbon cutting ceremony.
Ribbon
Yeah,
cutting
the mayor
ceremony, sorry.
came,
Yeah, the
Very
and,
mayor
and
came
it
a
was
couple
really
weeks ago,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
yeah.
So does it? Do folks at Dove and the folks that utilize your services it maybe feel like there's less of a stigma, attached to domestic violence, and they're able to at least come forward and search for help, whereas in past years they might not have?
I think people are coming out a bit more,
Okay.
but there still is a stigma
Yeah.
to it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And hence moving to this space with more options to have counseling, and in our old space we had to share office space.
Okay.
And when we had meetings with counselors, if the meeting was over at 3, you had to move. So if you had someone in
see.
crisis,
Okay.
it's like, you have to disrupt them, move them to another
Right.
space. So this really allows us to empower our clients, to make them to have lots more confidentiality
Yes.
and privacy, and allows us to do a lot of things that we outsourced, like our 35-hour, we have a domestic violence training.
Okay.
35-hour training that we offer the community, and we can now do that in-house.
Okay. All right.
Whereas we always had to find some place.
Yeah. So again, more legitimacy, I guess, and more permanency, just like any other 501c3 nonprofit, right? I mean, they have their own offices. Now, Dove is situated now.
And it allows us to expand our programs to, have people come in and do things that aren't necessarily focused on the issue. So our survivors will come in and participate in a Bloom program that we have, and they'll do arts and crafts, or they'll
Okay.
cook, or they'll do things that just kind of, keep their minds away from, the problem and the
Yes.
issue and the challenge of dealing with surviving such a terrible thing. And this space we have a beautiful kitchen, just gives us the ability to do even more than we've been able to do before.
It allows them to move forward, just like
Exactly.
your campaign is saying,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
Harvesting Hope is a big part of that, Mary.
It is.
I know this is the 14th annual, as I mentioned.
Annual,
Do you know how it all got started? Is it back to 2005 now? I know it's been a while.
Our
Yeah.
time, I think.
Well, I don't
but-
know that there was any special starting.
Okay.
Like with Divas Dance,
Yep.
that was one of our board members at the time was having a birthday party, and then it just steamroll
Okay.
over the years. Into
Sometimes
this
those are
big-
the best events,
Right,
though, when they
exactly.
start
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
the
But not
brainstorming
Harvesting Hope.
sessions.
Harvesting Hope, I think, just a gala. It's our annual gala.
Yep.
It certainly has grown and developed over time.
Yep.
Each year we have more attendees
Really?
and we're more successful. We have more community donations and auction items and people involved in helping us bring the event, to fruition.
Yeah.
And to be able to really, offer an opportunity for the community to come support us, spend money, but also like the auction items have just become better and better, so that allows us to be able to raise more money.
Okay.
And offer the attendees some more excitement. if
That
you will,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it brings people closer to our mission.
Yeah.
We have a survivor video where somebody shares their story,
Okay.
which is always very empowering.
Yep.
So, and our executive director, Sue Chandler,
Yep.
shares what's going on with the organization at the time.
Okay.
So we get to really, yes, it's a great night out, but we really get to bring folks in and raise money for a great cause. It's our big fundraiser.
This is the signature
This
event.
is a signature event,
Okay.
and the stakes are high.
Sure.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, the 14th annual, it's Friday, October 25th this year, 6 to 10 p.m., once again up the Boston Marriott Quincy Hotel. Is that where it's been for the past
For a
Quite some
while.
time now.
while? Yeah.
It's a great space.
Yeah.
It's hard to find anything bigger,
Yeah.
than
In
that.
the city
So-
limits it is.
Yeah,
you're
right.
That's true.
That
Yeah.
because we want to stay in Quincy. And,
Yes. Of
course.
Quincy-centric, even though our catchment area is 17 cities and towns,
Right.
but, Quincy is our home.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What's going to be happening that evening? I know it's a very formal event at first with your dinner and your programs that you mentioned, but then there's fun planned afterwards, right? So what does the
Absolutely.
schedule look like that night?
Well, we have a live auction,
Okay.
which has several amazing items.
Yes. And here's where you got to tell us all about them.
Yes, Cashman Incorporated
Yep.
donated Kilkea, 4 nights at Kilkea Castle in Ireland,
Wow.
which is the oldest castle in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
So 4 nights there, and included will be a $500 gift certificate for airfare.
Nice.
And you get to play golf and have whiskey tasting, and it sounds like an amazing
It really does,
experience. And we also have, which is very interesting, David Navarro, which you may remember from Jane's Addiction and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, his mother was murdered by her ex-boyfriend
Really?
and her best friend in a domestic violence murder. He gave us a signed electric guitar
Wow.
out of his collection.
Wow.
So
cool.
that's
Yeah.
very special. So this year we're really focusing on experiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful stay in Truro in a historically registered home, I guess.
Yeah, a little beach house kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's awesome.
Right
Yeah.
on the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And what else?
That's
Some of
been,
the other items we have.
Drawing and playing.
Yeah.
There's so many great ones. Yeah.
Who is your auctioneer?
There's another trip.
Yeah, we have several trips.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And your auctioneer is?
Is John Terrio.
John Terrio.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
He's popular around the area. I've heard his name for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
one of the more popular
Yeah.
auctioneers. So actually meeting with him tomorrow.
Okay.
Because as you can imagine, it's a sensitive event.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful what you say, and so that you don't offend
Gotcha.
anyone. And also, with that video involved, there are certain trigger warnings that we want to share
Oh,
with
interesting.
the audience, just letting people know what's coming
Okay.
in terms of this might be upsetting.
Be emotional for
Right,
someone. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And we'll have advocates out in the lobby area if anybody needs any,
Yeah.
to chat or
Okay.
to talk about it.
All
or
right, yeah,
anything.
it's important, I guess, to keep in mind that, yes, it is a party atmosphere and it's going to be a lot of fun.
There's a bit of seriousness.
There's some
there.
seriousness behind it, the
Absolutely.
reason behind
Absolutely.
it, I guess it comes in the title, Harvesting
Hope.
Hope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to give these folks
Yeah.
hope. Will
One
the
of-
actual survivors be at the event?
We definitely
You
have
do?
a number of survivors come, and also you never know who is a survivor.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the general guests. But we have one of our wonderful sponsors always donates a table back and asks us to invite survivors to
Okay.
come and stay at the table, and
Okay.
it also supports the person who's in the video.
Yep.
To know that they're
To have other survivors.
other
there.
survivors there.
Certainly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mary, you going to say something?
No, I just was going to say one of the other things John has added. He was our MC last year for the silent auction part of it,
Yep.
which can be just as exciting.
Yep.
We've got over 40 items,
Wow.
and that kind of spreads out from the beginning, right? When people come in and get a cocktail and start shopping the silent
Yes,
auction.
sure.
And he put some fun around it, saying, "Oh, don't forget this over here,"
Okay.
that type of thing.
All right.
And what's exciting this year too is we're opening our silent auction a day early, so
Oh.
a day before the event,
People can start bidding.
go on and start bidding and
Oh, online?
online,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And even at the event, we're doing electronic bidding, which has become more and more popular. Where
Okay.
you could go in and sit down and have dinner and wonder, "Ooh, did someone outbid me?" You can look right on your phone.
Oh.
And see what's going on
Oh,
with your
all right.
auction items. So,
So you
it,
can-
it brings more excitement.
Take a bite, make a bid.
Exactly, exactly.
And that
I
also allows
love
you
it.
to keep it open longer.
Open.
True.
You know,
so people
so-
don't feel like they have to run out and check
Right.
their
Gotcha.
bid and that kind of thing. And it really worked well the first time we did it.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
And I think it helps people understand too. You could go write your name down in 30 places
Yes.
and not win anything.
Yes.
And if you know that, then you'll spend your money in the room maybe with the live auction, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it just makes the whole balance a lot more fun.
Run smoother,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
to run smoother, absolutely. And some of those are, we're doing sports memorabilia.
Yep.
A number of different dinners. One of the live auctions is the Fuji
Yeah, it's
West
the
of
Fuji
Chestnut. Yeah.
dinner
Oh.
for 10 at the Fuji. Thank you for
10?
reminding me.
Wow.
10 at
Yes.
the private kitchen
Yes.
at Fuji.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Jimmy Yang does the
Yeah.
private dinner,
Yes.
and
So that's a big
yeah.
prize.
That's a
and,
big prize,
And
yeah.
we're also having a VIP reception.
Yep.
We have a number of categories of sponsors, and anybody over, we have one level of sponsorship called the 1978 sponsorship, and that's our founding year.
Oh.
So if you purchase that or above, from 5 to 6,
Mm-hmm.
we're having a lovely VIP reception for those folks, as well as local dignitaries who will be attending.
Okay.
And we're going to have the young woman who's featured in the video is going to come and say a few words
Really?
at this
To the
this
smaller
private
crew,
reception.
yeah.
For her. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
incredible. That'd
Yeah,
be
so
powerful,
5
I'm
to
sure.
6 is the VIP,
Okay.
6 to 7 is the doors open and for the general population, and
Cocktails
then
and
we go
all.
into the full sit-down dinner and
Right.
the program.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Pillars of Hope honorees
Yeah.
and what that is and who they are.
Well, annually, not annually, but when people do more, far beyond and beyond the expectation when they rise above, we have an award called the Pillar of Hope.
Okay.
And this year, our honorees are Lynn Bowman, who is the chairperson of the board prior to Mary,
Okay.
who really transformed Dove during her tenure, brought us up to the next level, helped us with this new space and all the logistics involved with that, and set the bar high for us to meet goals. And the other honoree is David Lovering, who works with NeighborWorks, which you're familiar with.
Very much so, yes, sure.
And
Rob
he-
Corley and his group do a great job there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're tremendous, and they're really good to us.
Okay.
And David has been very instrumental in helping us figure out what we're doing with our shelter.
I see.
Because the shelter, along with our new space, the shelter is getting a facelift.
Oh, very good. Okay.
So, and that's really important.
Sure.
They're uplifting renovating the kitchen, doing some stuff in the porches,
Yep.
and things like that.
That's great. Well, it's over 40 years old now, so I'm sure it needs a little sprucing
yeah,
up, right?
yeah. We actually got the shelter in 1981.
Oh, okay.
So not right
so
away.
close
Not
enough,
quite,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Oh, that's great, and
Yeah.
and that's an organization that can help you do that for sure. And,
Yes, they've been awesome, yeah.
So they'll be honored during the evening.
During the event.
So David
yeah.
will, yeah.
Okay.
David and then
Yeah.
Lynn will as well.
Nice. About how much does the event raise?
Over last year's event raised over $250,000.
That's amazing. That's
And our
incredible.
goal this year
Yes.
is 325.
320.
Okay, so
325,
you
yeah.
really raised the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got some goals.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got some really strong goals.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, it's your signature event, so this provides probably the bulk of your budget, I guess, for the operating year, or
No, it's a significant part of
the development
of
side
the
of it.
development
I see.
side,
Okay.
and that's like individual gifts,
Yes.
not grants.
Okay.
Most of our funding is government grants.
I see, okay.
But what this does, and is so important, is it helps us fill in the gaps for other things that
Yes.
we need.
That the grants don't cover.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So tickets, yes, still available, of course.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Come one, come all.
Okay.
Yes. But you remember the Divas Dance sold out
Yes.
10 days before, so we want to make sure that everybody gets their ticket as soon as possible for this. 'cause
Okay.
We wouldn't want
Yeah.
that to happen again.
Exactly.
Maybe we would.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well,
But we want to make sure everybody can come for sure.
Well, the-
Luckily, this place has a lot more space, so we can just keep adding tables.
Sure,
But
yeah,
we
because it
just
holds
would-
like 500 people at least.
yeah,
right?
it's huge.
Yeah.
I
It
don't,
is,
I don't
yeah.
see us selling out,
Okay.
but we'd love to really push that.
All right. And tickets, sponsorships also still available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really are hoping the community kind of helps us move forward with all the things that we're hoping to provide for our survivors.
I hope you have another wonderful event this year, ladies.
Thank you
really.
so much.
Thank
We
you.
greatly
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
You're
You're
very
so
welcome.
kind.
It's our pleasure. I hope it helps get the word out for
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Just enough time to recap the weather forecast for the rest of the day. Today, the feel of summer out there. Temperatures up in the mid, maybe even upper 70s. Kind of muggy, too. It's blustery out there with clouds. Those clouds will bring rain. Probably tonight it'll cool us down to the mid 50s and kind of unsettled really for the rest of the week, feeling more like fall right through Thursday. Thanks again to Don Hayes and Mary Christo for joining us from Dove.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday at 11:30, the general manager of the MBTA, Steve Poftak, is here on another live edition of Currently in Quincy. We will see you then.